You ever notice how life has a way of making you feel like you're running a race you never agreed to run? You wake up, look around, and somehow everyone else seems miles ahead. They've got the job, the relationship, the confidence, the direction. Meanwhile, you're over here just trying to figure out what page of your own story you're even on. And deep down, there's that quiet, uncomfortable question you never say out loud. Why does everyone else seem further along than me? Here's the twist your brain never tells you. That feeling isn't proof that you're failing. It's actually a psychological illusion your mind creates, and it starts forming long before you ever had a chance to question it. From childhood, life hands you an invisible checklist. Be this by this age. Accomplish that by then. Figure yourself out early. Don't fall behind. No one says the words directly, but you absorb them anyway. From school expectations, from the way adults handled your mistakes, from watching other kids get praised for hitting certain milestones. Your brain doesn't forget that stuff. It stores it, organizes it, and one day it turns it into a pressure that whispers, "You should be further along by now." You didn't build that timeline. You inherited it. But that doesn't stop your mind from using it against you. It starts scanning the world for evidence that you're falling short, and it always finds some. And that's where the first trap sets in. Comparison. Your brain is wired to compare. It's ancient survival programming. Back then, you needed to track who had more resources or strength because it affected your chances of living. But now, you're comparing careers, relationships, happiness, confidence, productivity, even aesthetic choices. And none of those things are about survival. Here's the hook your brain hides from you. You don't compare fairly. You compare your everyday life to someone else's highlight reel. Their curated moments, their best angles, their lucky breaks, their success without the failures that came first. You compare your doubts to their confidence, your confusion to their clarity, your slow path to their fastest wins. Of course you feel behind. You're comparing two completely different realities. But here's the part that changes everything. The part your mind absolutely does not want you to realize. Everyone feels behind. Even the people you think are ahead. Even the ones who look confident. Even the ones who seem like they're gliding through life effortlessly. People just don't talk about it. So the silence becomes the lie. And the lie becomes the standard everyone suffers under. Here's the second big hook. You're not behind. You're on a different timeline. A timeline your brain never considers because it's too busy trying to compare you to everyone else. Life is not linear. People don't grow at the same pace. Some bloom early, some bloom late. Some restart their entire life at 40 and do better than they did at 20. Some take the scenic route without realizing it's the scenic route. Some go slow because they're building something deeper. Some go fast because they're running from themselves. There is no universal pace. There is no single correct timeline. There is only the one you're meant to live. Feeling behind is often the first sign that you're outgrowing the old version of yourself, the version that used to measure everything by external milestones. The version that thought life was about hitting deadlines instead of becoming someone meaningful. And then there's something else your brain never tells you. Your brain adapts so quickly to your growth that it stops giving you credit. Think back to something you once prayed for, something that felt distant or impossible. You might already have it now, or you might be closer than you've ever been, but your brain shrugs because it's no longer new. It just moves the finish line and tells you you're still behind. It's not that you haven't grown. It's that your brain refuses to let you feel the progress. And on top of all of that, when life feels uncertain, your brain creates urgency as a form of control. Hurry up! Figure it out! You're running out of time. But that urgency doesn't come from truth. It comes from fear. Fear of standing still, fear of missing out, fear of disappointing other people's expectations. Your brain confuses fear with failure and you end up feeling like you're behind when you're not. So what do you actually do about it? How do you stop feeling behind? You don't need a dramatic life reset or a perfect 5-year plan. It starts with small but powerful shifts in how you see yourself in your path. The first shift is to stop comparing speed and start noticing direction. It doesn't matter if someone got somewhere faster if that place was never meant for you. Speed is loud, direction is quiet. Speed impresses others. Direction builds a life. When you start valuing the direction you're going instead of how fast you're getting there, the panic fades. Your brain stops racing. You stop feeling late to a destination that isn't yours. The second shift, give yourself credit, real credit. You've already overcome challenges you once thought would break you. You've survived days that felt impossible at the time. You've grown in ways you don't even notice anymore because they feel normal now. But normal doesn't mean small. It means integrated. And your brain only sees the next mountain, never the ones you've already climbed. Start recognizing what you've actually done, not just what you haven't done yet. Another shift is releasing the idea that you're late to someone else's schedule. You're not. You're living a story with depth and detours and lessons. Some chapters take longer because they matter more. Some breakthroughs come later because they need more growth behind them. There is no deadline for becoming yourself. The next shift is to focus on identity, not outcomes. Ask yourself, who am I becoming? Not, what have I achieved by now? Not, what should I have accomplished already? Those questions drag you backwards. Who am I becoming pulls you forward. It anchors you in growth, not comparison. And finally, remind yourself that the things that truly matter, healing, clarity, self-respect, emotional peace, confidence, don't follow timelines. They take the time they take because they're meant to. When you stop forcing your life to match a script you never chose, things lighten. Your nervous system calms. Your mind stops assuming you're falling behind. You finally feel present instead of panicked. And for the first time in a long time, you actually feel like you're exactly where you're supposed to be. If you've been carrying that quiet fear that you're not where you should be, breathe. You're not behind. You're becoming the person your story requires, at the pace your life actually needs. And if this helped you feel a little less alone, consider subscribing. I post videos like this every week, and the next one might be exactly what you need to hear.